In recent times, we've seen companies changing their logos, and it's gone in the pattern of making them look more simplified and basic. However, it isn't just companies doing this, as over time, we've seen club crests and badges being changed in football. Often, the changes are disliked by fans, and many wish for their old crest to return. Sometimes, a changed club crest can look nice. Sometimes, it doesn't. But why do clubs choose to change crests? And why does it often make fans extremely unhappy? Let's find out. Firstly, let's start why clubs change badges in the first place. Modern themes seem to prefer a simplistic look and want to appear more modern and online. For example, in June 2022, Norwich confirmed they'd changed their badge so it was fit for purpose in the digital age, whilst Inter said they changed their badge to open up to an audience that is increasingly digital and sensitive to aesthetics. Sometimes a club crest is changed for the sake of business. For example, Juventus said their crest change represented the very essence of Juventus. But in reality, it was done to make the club's kits seem more fashionable for non-football fans and to spread their brand. Fiorentina changed their crest with the aim of turning Fiorentina into a global brand, also changing due to non-football reasons. However, on the other hand, some club badges do look outdated and need to be redone. In my opinion, Stevenage, Borussia Dortmund and Bristol City very much needed a redesign, and the new crest looks really good. And this is true throughout history. Chelsea's 1905 crest will look well out of place in modern times, and so would many other old crests as well. An interesting case that goes against this trend is Manchester City, who changed badge in 2016 after the request of the fan base. Their current badge was designed by fans and returned more to the style of their 81-97 badge, which was originally seen in the 1960s. Manchester City also had problems in the 1990s with the copyright of their old badge, because it was very much similar to the coat of arms of the City of Manchester, which is what first led to the 1997 design in the first place. However, a club that were interestingly never legally accused of copyright was Forest Green Rovers, despite the similarities with Barcelona. However, they did eventually change the crest in 2011. But now we've discussed why clubs often change their crests, let's understand why fans are often unhappy about it. As we all know, fans love their club, and the crest is a big part of it. So when a crest is changed, many feel like the club is changing. Many fans do not like this change and therefore don't welcome a new badge. For example, in 2018, Leeds tried to change their club badge to this appalling design. However, thankfully, after furious backlash from fans and over 10,000 of them signing a petition against it, the club scrapped the plans. Another big example of this is Cardiff City and their owner, Vincent Tan. The Malaysian businessman made huge changes to Cardiff in 2012. For example, Cardiff City are iconic for wearing their blue kits with pride, and they've done that since 1908. However, in 2012, Tan turned the entire club red, making the home kits red and even changing the crest with the iconic bluebird into a red crest with a Welsh dragon. The club, known for being blue and being the Blue Birds, have been painted red. Tan had done this to appeal in an international market as part of a major investment plan. Understandably, the fans were furious and protested over the changes to their club and how it was being treated as just a franchise. They organised marches and made their thoughts well heard at games. And eventually it worked, as in 2015 the club returned to their famous blue with a new crest as well that reflected the club's true history, although with a Chinese dragon replacing the previous Welsh one. Many fans also see the changing of a badge as the end of an era and a chapter of their club closing. In a way, it feels like a part of the club is dying and a new piece is being born. For example, Inter changing their badge, but also when Pirelli tyres stopped being their sponsor in 2021 after an historic 26 years. Pirelli had been on Inter kits for so long, it became historic. It's seen so many legends throughout the years, and when the partnership stopped, it felt like an end of a chapter. Fans feel this way about club crests too. Meanwhile, in some cases, it also feels like when a new crest arrives, it almost washes away the club's previous history and feels like they're starting fresh. Many associate the club's history with their old crest, and things with the new one just feel different. For example, many rival fans associate the current Manchester City crest with oil money, corruption, 115 charges. Due to this, many forget what happened before and how Manchester City was before that time. Their crest carries a lot of negativity due to the fact many see the crest as the oil era of Manchester City and completely unrelated to the club that was there before, as if this new crest is a different club altogether. And the next thing is a big factor, and it's a controversial one, and that is that badges are starting to look more simplified. Previously, crests seemed to be more intricate and detailed. We can see this with clubs like Stockport, Stevenage, Harrogate, Bristol City and Brentford all changing their badges for something that's so much more simplistic. On one hand, some designs, in my opinion, actually look better, such as Stevenage and Stockport. However, on the other hand, designs being more simplified take away bits of the club's history and feel more generic and are like each other. All of these designs are in a circle-shaped crest, and this is becoming way too common, and clubs are starting to look way too alike. In fact, this circle shape has become way too popular. Many unique crests seem to be dying out. Of course, Aston Villa changed theirs to a circular crest recently, however thankfully changed it back towards their original style shortly later. And some of these changed simplified badges look a lot worse too. Sheffield Wednesday's new crest was a huge downgrade from the old badge, and this season Liverpool have scrapped using their old detailed crest for most things and continue using their simplified liverbird instead. Franchise clubs like Red Bull have also been boring with similar crests, and many more unique badges such as SV Austria Salzburg haven't been long forgotten due to this basic and bland Red Bull badge. However, luckily all hope is not lost for club badges. Some clubs have returned to their old crests, such as Atletico Madrid after the fans requested to bring it back. Roma have also brought in their original crest on a few kits as well. This season, Leeds United brought back the smiley crest on their away kit, which hadn't been seen since 1978. Luton have also brought back their old crest from 1986 on their new third kit for this season. So, overall, it's clear to see crests are changing, sometimes for the better, but sadly, mostly for the worse. But that's all for now. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please consider subscribing, as I put a lot of effort into these videos and it will make it all worthwhile. Anyway though, I hope to see you next time.